Hello guys, and welcome back to the another class of our course about Python. So today we are still talk about list, but instead of just talking about basic, we are going to talk about list functions. So as I said at beginning of our course, there are many types of functions that exist. You can apply functions to string, you can apply function to number. Well, you have many types of functions in Python, but you can also apply functions on list. So what exactly are list functions? So technically it's just simple manipulation that you can do with list by writing down functions. Functions can, for example, help you to add something in your list. It can help you to, let's say, copy and paste to your list. It can help you to count the number of elements that you have in your list. You have hundreds of different functions, but what I personally done, I simply look for the most popular function that exists about list, and I select 5 of them most used functions for the list. Well, the most used that list functions are used in Python. So basically what we will do today is I will give you an introduction of list function, and if you guys are interested you can after that go on internet and just find out many other list functions and try them out by yourself. So it's not very hard to understand. Alright, so let's start. The first thing that we are going to talk about will be the function answer. So let's say for example the first thing they will ask you to write down two lists. So one is the list of numbers and other is the list of strings. So we will start by first function. This function will help us to insert something in our list. So let's say for example in this list of words where this is the list is called food, and I want to insert another type of food right here. So what exactly I will do? So let's say for example I will start by printing list. I want to print my list, that is food. Alright, so if I run the list, so we'll receive this answer. So hamburger, pizza, juice, fries and sushi. So let's say I want to insert something in my list. Since lists have millions of different elements and I am interested right now to insert one element in this list. So to be able to do this, what I will do, I will use insert function. So how this function works? Very simple. You write down name of your list dot insert. Then you will add the index in which you want to insert your element. So let's say for example I want to insert another word right here after pizza right here. So right here element number will be 0 for hamburger, 1 for pizza, and right here the element number 2. So this will become the element number 2 or index 2. So let's say I'm gonna write down index number 2 here, and then I want to insert, let's say in this case I am interested to insert grapes for example. So grapes, great. So what I just did is insert index number 2 for the word grapes, and if I run my app, so as you can see I will have hamburger, pizza, grapes, juice, fries and sushi. Here I have grapes. And not forget one thing in Python, we always counting start by 0, and we always write word in double quote. So this will become the second element or the second object. Alright. So this is the first function. Well, we will talk about second one. It will be very simple. It simply deletes. So let's say you want to delete all your list. So this list you want to delete it for example. So what you can do is simply delete everything manually or just write down delete function. So in this case how it looks like. So let's say for example you write down your food and word says it going to be clear function. So what we ask Python, so as you can see right here, we ask Python to clear our list food. So here we have our list and we ask Python to clear it. So when we run our app, as you can see, we have nothing in our list. Alright, so right now you know how to add things in your list and how to delete things in your list. Right now, let's say you want to put a list into another list. I will just take this out. So let's say you want to integrate the prices into the food. So in this case, what will happen, you to want to put those two lists together. So let's say for example, you have one list of food and you have another list and you want to put them all together in one simple list. So what we will use as a function to be able to do this, here is the function called extend. So you will simply extend your initial list and add more elements at once. So you can add another list to your first list. You can add variables to your list. So how exactly this works? Very simple. So we start with our first list, which is food. So we write down here food. Then the function, as I said, will be extend, so that it will be this, and what you will write down in your parentheses will be the second list that you want to add. So in this case we want to add the prices. So right now we have our food.extend and another list. So if we run our app, as you can see the food list and the prices list. So this is the way that you guys can put two lists together simply by using extend function. This is another function that you guys can use to be able to work with list. As you can see, it's not something that is hard to work with it, but once again, those are some manipulations that you guys can do with our list. Alright, let's say right now you guys are interested to find, let's say, what is the index of certain type of food right here. So let's say for example, you guys are looking for a pizza, because here it's simple, we only have 6 elements, but let's say you have hundreds of elements, and if you are interested, then find one of those. In Python, what we have, the index function. So in this case, what you guys will do is very simple. So we will use our print function, and let's say we are looking for pizza. So what exactly we write down? We will write down our print function, and what exactly we are asking to Python to do, we will take our list food, and from list we'll simply write down index function, and here we will write down the element that we are looking for. So we are looking for pizza. We write it down and then we simply run our function. So as you can see, pizza is as the first element right here. So we have 0 for hamburger and 1 for the pizza. If we write down another element, which in this case will be juice, normally we should receive number 3. Why? Because we have a number 3, we have a hamburger as a number 0, pizza as a number 1, here grapes as a number 2, and juice has a number 3. Alright, next function that we are going to talk about will be the count function. Let me just show you how it works. Let's say for example you have pizza 5 times, so we will do simply take pizza and copy paste 2 more times, and we will do same thing for juice as well. Try it for multiple times so you guys will understand how it works. Alright, great. So right now what we want to do, we want the count number of times each of those words is repeated. So what we will do this for all words and for sushi. So yes, I have copied and pasted everything. So what we will do, we will use the function that is count function. In this case, how to write down, it's very simple. We write down our print function right here. We will ask Python to go in our list and to count how many times this element is repeated. So in this case, we want to know how many times pizza is repeated, and we run our app. As you can see, pizza is repeated 3 times. If you want to do same thing for juice, we can do it. We run our app. As you can see, juice is repeated also 3 times. If you do exact same thing for sushi, as you can see, it runs 2 times. Not forget to write exact same thing right here. So let's say, for example, I start to print sushi with capital letter. As you can see, it's 0 because I don't have sushi with capital letters right here. So very important, you guys need to write down exact same word. If it's not gonna be work. Alright. Last thing we are going to talk about today will be copying list. In this case, what you guys want to do, let's say for example you want to copy one of those lists. So it's very simple how this works. Let's say you want to create another list, so let's name it random, and random will be equal to our food copy. So in this case, food copy. So very important to open and close parenthesis. So it will be copy of list food. So in this case, we want to have copy of food. So we simply write down food.copy. In this case, while it will copy food plus prices.copy. So what I just did, I asked Python to create another list that will be random, that include the list of food copy and price copy. Let's say I want to print. So in this case, I will print random right here. Alright. So if I run my app, so as you can see, I have all my list. So I have my first list and I have my second list. Once again, it's another way to create a list. So right now, I just copy food and copy price. So as you can see guys, those are the basic manipulation that you can do with list. Those are some basic functions. You have many others. If you guys interested to learn more about list functions, once again, I suggest you to simply go on internet and type list functions. You will have hundreds of them that will appear, but my goal right here is really to show you what exactly are those functions and how they are works. So right now you understand all the things and you can go to the next step of our course. That's it for this class guys, and see you all in our next class.